So I had nothing to do, so I like to play computer games. And my dad, he didn't like me playing computer games because he said that once you get glasses, you can't get rid of glasses. So he signed me up for this badminton group lesson at Mandarin Badminton. And after the 10 lessons, the coach came up to me and said that I had a lot of talent and I should continue playing. So I continued playing, and here I am.
And here you are, and in fact, you are currently the number one ranked player in Canada in singles, is that right?
Yes, that's right.
And you're in Denmark right now. What are you doing in Denmark?
I'm here to train with the Peter Gade Academy with Peter Gade, Scott, Evans, and Joshua.
Awesome. What made you come to Denmark for this academy?
I came to Denmark to get some experience with other European players and to also learn about how to learn some new skills from Peter, one of the top players in badminton.
And let's just talk a little bit about skills. You're obviously extremely skilled, and I talked to Peter Gade the other day who said you're a pretty big talent. So what skills were you particularly looking to improve when you decided to sign up for Peter Gade Academy?
I wanted to improve all parts of my game, no specific part, just everything, so I can be a more balanced player.
And you've been here for how long?
3 weeks now.
For 3 weeks, and you'll be leaving back to Toronto, Canada soon, right?
Yeah, in 4 days.
So, are there any areas of your game that you believe you have actually improved while being here?
I think I've improved on the front court, making every shot look the same, and also the back court with my smashes. I feel like I've improved on my power and my accuracy.
Oh wow! So what do you mean by making every stroke seem the same?
Making sure that I open up right away and have the same posture for every shot, so it looks like, so it'll keep the opponent guessing.
So that has to do with deception.
Yes.
Yeah, I think Peter Gade is pretty good at deception, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
Right. So you attended, or you participated in an international tournament for under-19s here in Denmark. How did that go?
I lost the first round to a very strong and experienced player who won the Danish Junior Cup last year, and I lost them first round in 3 sets, but it was a good experience to see how good the top players in Europe are in U19, so I can gain from that.
Yeah, he's actually ranked number 4 under 19s in Denmark, and he's 18 years old, and you are
14.
14, right? Your birthday is coming up 19th of December, right?
Yes.
So your first year under 7. Tell us a little bit about how the game works. The game of badminton works in Canada in terms of training and competitions, tournaments, traveling, etc.
So in Canada, most of the coaches are Indonesian and Chinese coaches. So they come here to coach, and they're really good coaches. They teach some good skills, and in tournaments, the atmosphere isn't as high as in Europe. It's more low, but in Canada, you fly yourself, and not many things are paid for when you play nationally.
So when you say fly yourself, you're essentially talking about a tournament taking place in Vancouver, and that's not a short bike or a car ride away, right?
No, that's like 5 hours by plane.
5 hours by plane to go to a tournament, and you have to fund that out of your own and your parents' pockets, right?
Yes.
So how often do you go to play tournaments in Canada?
Every 1 or 2 months, depending on the number of points I have. So if I don't have as many points as I need, then I will have to play more tournaments.
And those would be local or regional tournaments, right?
No, provincial and national tournaments.
Okay, that's how it works.
Yeah.
So Victor, you're 14, so I assume that you go to high school somewhere in Toronto?
Yes, I'm in my sophomore year coming up.
Isn't that tough? Are you in a sports school, by the way?
No, I'm just in a regular public school.
Wow. So what about when you travel for tournaments or training camps and so on? Does that get you in trouble with the school?
It gives me a hard time, but that's why badminton players are responsible and have good time management, because they're able to balance out homework, training, tournaments, going out with friends, and spending time with their families. So it's a good test for university how we're able to be responsible and ask for homework early and take notes online with the teachers, so that you're able to finish everything even without being at school.
Oh, awesome. That's a really, really good point that you're making there. So let's move on to talk a little bit about your future dreams and goals. What is your, if you don't mind sharing that with us, what's your goal for badminton?
I think my goal is to represent Canada on the Olympic stage and win a medal, and also to become top 20 in the world for badminton.
Wow, that's an awesome goal. And can you accomplish that whilst living, studying in Canada? Would you need to move, for example, to somewhere in Asia or somewhere in Europe?
I don't think it's necessary to move to Asia or Europe, because most of the coaches in Canada are extremely hardworking, and they'll sacrifice time for you, and most of the coaches are Indonesians and Chinese players, so they can give you some knowledge about other players and give you their experience. But I think doing some training camps and playing tournaments in Asia or Europe will be very beneficial, because you'll be able to get experience from other players, and you'll know how good the top players in the world will be. So when you go back home, you're able to study that and improve.
Hey, that's a good point. So you're a true Canadian, eh?
Yes.
Out and about. So getting to the final part of this interview, I'd like to go back to ask you a little bit about your experience in Denmark. So first of all, without being too polite about it, tell us a little bit about how you honestly find Denmark and the Danes.
I feel the Danes are very polite and nice. I haven't seen many cocky Danes, and they're all funny, and they're easy to make friends. Like, I don't hate anyone here, because they're all very friendly, and they're all very nice to me, because I'm from Canada.
Oh, that's excellent to hear that. I'm happy that you had a good experience. So tell me about the food here.
The food, I like the food. The food's good, especially living with the Kaufmans. They like meat, and I also like meat, and they were probably the best family I could have asked for, cooking and letting me stay in their house with 4 other kids. That's hard.
Yeah, they're a really, really nice family. And for the audience here, let me just say that Victor Lai has been staying with the Kaufman family, who are very much involved in badminton here at Gentofte Badminton Club, where this particular recording was done. And do you envision coming back to Denmark, and maybe possibly coming back to Peter Gade Academy sometime in the future?
Yes, I could see that as a possibility, maybe sometime in the future.
Right, and sponsorships, I guess that's important for Canadian badminton players as well, is it not? Do you have sponsors at the moment?
Yes, I'm sponsored by Forza, but I don't have any sponsors that provide money for me.
Right, so you'd be looking for sponsors at some point, right?
Yes, I'll be looking.
Right. Social media is big in Canada, as it is all over the world, and how can we find you on social media, Victor?
You can follow me on Instagram at Victor Lai with 3 eyes.
With 3 eyes?
Yeah.
Right, so we'll ask people to go follow your badminton career. Are there any last words you want to say to the audience, in particular to people who are involved with Gentofte Badminton Club or Peter Gade Academy?
Thank you to Gentofte for letting me come here and do some trainings with you, and letting me use the club and performance center. And to the Peter Gade Academy, thank you for everything you've taught me in this past month.
Excellent. Best of luck in the future on behalf of Gentofte Badminton Club and myself. To you, Victor.
Okay, thank you.